Dear learners, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Munish Ahlawat from Institute of Hotel Management, Dehradun. Today, we shall be taking module number 39, title European Cuisine, under paper Food Production Operations and Management. The learning objectives of this module are: identify and list the culinary regions of Europe, differentiate between the cuisines of different culinary regions of Europe, understand how geography, history, culture affected the cuisines in Europe, explain the various popular dishes of Europe, understand and explain the dietary habits of people from different regions in Europe. Introduction to European cuisine. Europe as a destination. History of Europe. Introducing European cuisine. British cuisine. Introducing Britain. Food of England. Food of Scotland. Food of Wales. Food of Ireland. Scandinavian cuisine. Introducing Scandinavian. Dietary patterns in Scandinavian cuisine. Popular Scandinavian dishes. Central European cuisine. Introducing Central Europe. History and culture. Dietary patterns in Central Europe. Popular dishes in Central European cuisine. Eastern European cuisine. Introducing Eastern Europe. History and culture. Dietary patterns in Eastern Europe. Popular dishes in Eastern European cuisine. French cuisine. Introducing France. History and culture. Dietary patterns in France. Popular dishes in French cuisine. Italian cuisine. Introducing Italy. History and culture. Dietary patterns in Italy. Popular dishes in Italian cuisine. Mediterranean cuisine. Introducing Mediterranean region. History and culture. Dietary patterns in Mediterranean region. Popular dishes in Mediterranean cuisine. Summary. Introduction to European cuisine. Europe. Europe as a destination. Europe is a beautiful amalgamation of great peoples, landscapes, passion, cultures, climates, and ways of life. Europe continent is surrounded by Arctic Ocean in the north, the Atlantic Ocean in the west, and the Mediterranean Sea in the south. It shares its eastern borders with Asia, although there is no clear geographical or physical separation between the two. It is separated from Asia by the divides of Ural and Caucasus Mountains. Ural River, waterways of the Turkish Straits, the Black Sea and Caspian Sea. A number of languages are spoken in Europe, namely English, German, Spanish, Russian, French, Dutch, etc. The total area of Europe is approximately 10 crores 180 lakh kilometers square and a population of approximately 74 crores 24 lakh 52,000 2013 census, with a population density of 72.9 per kilometer square. In 2016, the GDP was 25.9 trillion. Europe is a union of 50 sovereign states and 6 with limited recognition. Russian Federation is the largest and most populous, comprising about 15% of the total population of Europe. The climate of Europe is mostly affected by the warm Atlantic currents during winters and summers. Although due to the latitude position, the winters are very severe. History of Europe. Ancient Greek is considered as the birthplace of Western civilization. The Middle Ages saw the fall of the Western Roman Empire and the beginning of an era known as the Middle Ages. It was followed by Renaissance humanism, exploration, art, and science, which led to the modern era. Between 16th and 20th centuries, the European powers, namely Great Britain, France, Dutchland, Portugal, and Spain, control majority of the world's countries. Industrial revolution gave rise to radical economic, cultural, and social changes in Europe. However, two world wars in the 20th century had a negative impact on Europe, and it took many years for Europe to recover. Fall of Berlin Wall in 1989 saw a new revival of Europe in terms of cultural exchanges, economy, and tourism as a whole. France is considered as the epitome of culinary preparations and cultures in Europe. Notable chefs from Europe have been Escoffier, Paul Bocuse, Gordon Ramsay, Marcus Waring, Antonello Sardi, etc. Introducing of European cuisine. Ever since the ancient times, the diets of people all around the world were determined by the availability of food, which they obtained by fishing, hunting, or gathering plant foods. Early food belonging to different parts of the world included emmer, barley, corn, pulses, taro, and manioc. Agriculture gradually developed in rich and fertile ravine areas. Animals were also domesticated. The food grown in various regions was affected by factors including geography and environmental factors such as water and growing conditions. As food production became reasonably satisfactory for groups of people living fairly close together, some groups adopted cultures that were so advanced that they created some buildings and art that have survived time and still exist. Amongst the early culture were those found in Egypt, Persia, Hittite, Sumerians, and Assyrians. China and Central America, Olmec and Zapotec. Wars by conquering other people led to establishment of Achaemenid Persian Empire. Early Mediterranean cultures included the Minoans on Crete ended when the volcano on Thera Santorini erupted, and Mycenaeans and the Greeks, whose most popular conqueror known was Alexander the Great. The Roman Empire extended over much of Europe, North Africa, and into the Middle East. Mongols followed briefly towards Europe, but remained a comparatively short time. Some of their presence can be seen today. In the Western Hemisphere, the three major empires were the Mayan, Incan, and Aztec. Food patterns were influenced greatly by trade routes that developed as conquests and exploration increased knowledge of other parts of the world. Foods that had originated in the Western Hemisphere sometimes were carried to very far away places, including the Eastern Hemisphere. Similarly, foods originally found in the Eastern Hemisphere were transported to the West. In modern times, shipping and aviation has advanced so much that the food can be marketed anywhere in the world, depending on demand and people's ability to purchase food from other regions. Diets are no longer dependent on only local food supply. European cuisine may be broadly classified as under British cuisine, Scandinavian cuisine, cuisine of Central Europe, Eastern Europe, Italian cuisine, French cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine, British cuisine. Britain. Introducing Britain. Britain comprises of union of countries, primarily Scotland, England, Wales, and a smaller island divided into Ireland and Northern Ireland. Britain for long had ruled over a major part of the world, which led to the claim that sun never sets in the British Empire. From the food point of view, the major crops of Britain are wheat, barley, potatoes, vegetables, and fruits. As there is a considerable rain and the climate is temperate, somewhat chilly at times, the agricultural fields are mostly small in size. The prime reason for that is the ever increasing population, due to which the villages were set up closely together, and over the years the farming area dwindled in size. For centuries, Britain has been known for animal husbandry. England is famous for its Jersey cows. Scotland is famous for grazing fields